It's another Utah Jazz game, and we are going up against the Detroit Pistons. We're going up against Detroit basketball. That is right. We're going up against the Detroit Pistons, and it is going to be an interesting game. And I think we got to talk about the elephant in the room, and that big fat elephant is Walker Kessler being out injured. It was already confirmed by Shams about 4 to 5 hours ago. Right now, that he's going to be out injured for the rest of the season, and this is a massive, massive loss. Let me make this absolutely clear. Walker Kessler being out of today's game and out for the Jazz for the rest of the season is a big loss. Let me tell you what I think the goals are for this season, at least according to Austin Ainge. First of all, no tanking. That is where Walker Kessler comes into play. We are there to play, to develop players, and find out exactly what the Jazz's core players are, who the guys are going to be here, and who the guys that maybe we might have to ship. That's what this season was about, and I was all on board that. But now you're having a situation where one of the NBA's best centers in Walker Kessler is out for the rest of the season, and we're in a situation whereby what are we going to do to replace? I mean, yes, there's Yusuf Nurkic, and Nurkic has had some up and down games, but he's no Walker Kessler. He just isn't. So it's one of these situations where I'm quite disappointed. Like, of course, we're going to have to use Nurkic. My guess is Kyle Filipowski will also get some game time playing at the 5, which also hampers his development as well, because in my opinion, he's a 4, and the way in which we've been using him this season is playing him as a 4, playing him as a power forward. So we're not really going to get to see much of that. I'm sure Oscar Tshiebwe and Mo Bamba, and I've even heard Kevin Love obviously getting some games, maybe even playing as a small ball 5, similar to how we kind of played in the last game against the Boston Celtics. So that's really disappointing to really hear that, and I had to kind of talk about that because for me that was definitely a gut punch when I saw that a couple of hours ago, and I just really want to talk about it. Now, we do have a big test in the Detroit Pistons. It's a highly, highly talented side, a side that's based off of grit and defense, and they have their star player in Cade Cunningham. But I really like them personally. I would watch a Detroit Pistons game, and we're about to see what they have. And game's about to get started, and they're going through all the guys that are there. And of course, you got one of the Thompson twins, Asar Thompson, there playing for the Detroit Pistons. Jalen Duren playing there as well. They got a lot of good young players. Where they are right now in their development is what I was hoping the Jazz to figure out by the end of this season. That's really where I wanted it to be. Honestly, it's like the Walker Kessler one definitely has been a gut punch. But we could only focus on what is directly in front of us, and right now, the only thing we could deal with is the Detroit Pistons, and they're a really good side, very good side. Let me load up the record on the Detroit Pistons. It's probably best that I use my phone. That is definitely the easier one. But I think the Pistons are on a 3-0 winning streak at the moment. And they've been very good. Yeah, they've got 5 wins, 2 losses. They got the last 3 games they've won. They've been doing incredibly well. In terms of the Eastern Conference, they're third behind the 76ers and the Bulls, who have also, both of them, those teams, you would have thought they would have been a lot lower down, kind of trying to battle for the play-in. But yeah, the Eastern Conference is there's a lot more going on there that one might realize. So this game is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It will be a tough game. I won't lie to you, but But here is how I think the game is going to go. So they're coming out with starting lineups. We got Keontae George at the 1, Svi at the 2. Similar how game started last time with Taylor Hendricks at the 4 and Yusuf Nurkic at the 5. We're going up against Cunningham at the 1, Robinson at the 2, Asar at the 3, Isaiah Stewart. Oh, that's a bad man, Isaiah Stewart at the 4, and then Jalen Durant at the 5. Keontae George is going to have his work with Cade Cunningham, though. We'll say that. Cade Cunningham was 6'7" point guard. Really is probably more of a 3, but is great at handling the ball, and he's there playing the 1. And the switchability between the 1, 2, and 3 for the Detroit Pistons is, for me, that's what makes them dangerous overall. Because they're going to be times that Cade is going to be there at the 2, and Svi is going to have to deal with him. And I think Cade Cunningham will avoid playing the 3 at any point because he's going to have to deal with Lowry. But overall, we're going to have to watch out for the Pistons switch and just try to play some good defense. Elijah Harkless, the hero of last time, he will be needed in this game beyond the shadow of a doubt. Like, he will be needed. So, game has just gotten started. We got Keontae George on the ball right now. He passes it to Svi Mykhailiuk, passes it back to Key. Key right there looking. He's got Asar Thompson that's on him. I told you the switch that's one of the most important things, the switch. Jazz missed the 2. Jalen Duren there going for his second bucket for the Pistons. Pistons up 4-0 right now. Let me get the scores up for people, and then at least you guys will have some scores ready there. Jazz again, a 2 by Svi Mykhailiuk on this, which is very, very good. Well done to Svi for giving the Jazz a little bit of 2 points there. So I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to change the layout. Where's the layout? And then we got it right there. Okay, there we go. We're having a few internet issues right now. At the moment, I'm hoping it doesn't persist right now overall. But right now we got Jazz at 10 minutes 40. Looks like it was a turnover from the Jazz in that one, which is a bit of a shame. And then looks like it's gonna be Pistons ball. But I am having I'm having some internet issues right now. I have no idea what's going on there. Okay. Okay, there we go. I need to jump to live. Okay, there we go. All right. It's 6-2 to the Pistons right now. Keontae George has the ball. He gets past Asar Thompson. He hits a midi and gets fouled. There we go. Trying to get the foul. Gets the foul. He's going to go to the line. They're showing replays from some of the gameplay that I missed during a few of the internet issues that I had. I saw Thompson getting the last bucket for the Pistons. I give him up 6. But Keontae gives the Jazz for our third, which is exactly what we want and need. So, interesting stat here on the TV, right? Keontae George is season per game leaders free throws made, 8.7 for Keontae George. Only Lemon Daddy, as you might know him, or AR-15, Austin Reeves, has a better free throw percentage. Keontae George hits the second bucket. Jazz are just down by 2. That's going to be the most important thing in this game, is to really just stay in the game. This is going to be a tough game, but if the Jazz could stay in it, that's the most important thing. Okay, I'm having some more internet issues right now. Damn, I gotta come out of this app. Okay. Apologies for the people that is watching, or for the one person that's watching. I'm trying to watch the game, but I'm having some internet issues right now, and trying to get the game back on. Maybe I could get it back on my laptop, and then we can get going again. Okay, we jump into live now. We're back. Detroit is up 9-4 at the moment. They just got their bucket to give them at 9, but we got Key on the ball. Pass it to Nurkic. Come on, Nurkic. Trying to set things up. Nurkic there. Ooh, not bad. Nurkic there with a hook shot. Nurkic there swings it out to Keontae George. Swings it out to Svi. Oh, Svi Mykhailiuk with a 3. That is exactly what we needed at that time. Jazz still down by 2. I will take that. I'll take that all day. You just have to keep in this. Cade Cunningham right there passing to the corner to Asar Thompson. To Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah, watch out for his crazy self, Isaiah Stewart. If anybody remembers a few years ago when LeBron accidentally got him in the eye. Okay, we got Keontae George driving out to Svi Mykhailiuk with another 3. Okay, there we go. Svi Mykhailiuk. I got to give it to Svi for that one. He's putting the Jazz up by 1 right now. I would take that. Asar Thompson doesn't know where to go. Pass it to Isaiah Stewart. Duncan Robinson with a 3. And it looks like it's a miss. And I'm having internet issues again. Damn, this is really frustrating. You know, I really just need this to go smooth and seamless, people. Okay. Okay. All right. So game is on break at the moment as I just come back in. You know what? I'm going to watch this on my laptop. We're going to make it nice and easy for all of us. All right. Looks like we got a couple people in the chat. MSU Detroit fan. Detroit. Yep. Yeah, it's Detroit basketball time. I really think I really like Detroit's team. It's a very, very good, solid team overall. Detroit. Cade Cunningham. They've got a nice core there. Something that I hope the Jazz could eventually build, which would be good. But yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Like Detroit are no mugs. They've got a very good team, of an awesome fan base. Like I would say they're on par for me as probably some of the best fan bases in the NBA next to New York. So welcome to the chat. And yeah, as the game goes on, if you do decide to stay on the stream, definitely leave a comment below on what do you think about the game has gone. Okay. I got the game up right here on my laptop, so I'm going to be watching the game as I go on. Technically, I could share the game, but I'm not going to do that. That's how you get kicked off of YouTube for streaming games. Okay, we got Ace Bailey in the game, which is great to see. Ace, one of the Jazz's future superstars, hopefully, especially when you see the loss to Walker Kessler. Looks like it's a steal there. Ace Bailey now has the ball. Yusuf Nurkic passes it to Svi Mihailuk. Svi, come on, Svi. Svi, no, Svi. Detroit playing some pretty good defense right now. Isaiah Stewart and his crazy self, he is on Keontae George. He puts up some good defense there, and it's still going to be Jazz ball. Still going to be Jazz ball with that play there. As a matter of fact, let me put the game up here. Then it becomes easier. Or you know what? Okay. We got all right, there we go. Ace Bailey gets the bucket on that one. I believe that's his first bucket of the game. Oh, and it's a 3 by Detroit. Oh, Isaiah Stewart. Nice one by Isaiah. All right, Lowry with a 3. There we go. Lowry, no. Cade Cunningham gets the rebound on that. Tries to set up Jalen Duren to probably go for the easy dunk. Doesn't manage to get it there. They're showing replay of the last one. Ace Bailey didn't get the bucket. Ace Bailey got the assist on that one, but got the rebound. Nice one there for Ace Bailey. I will say this, like, even though offensively he hasn't really shown his game, he does play some very good defense. You know, always there for the defensive rebounds, blocks. He's just doing all the right things. You know, just that final end product in terms of buckets, like that's the only part, but everything else he has. Oh, great drive there by Detroit. They lose the ball, but it looks like it's going to be a foul on Nurkic on Duren, and Duren's going to get sent to the line. All right, Jalen. Yep, definitely a foul by the Utah Jazz. Oh, I know Larry got hit in the face there, but you know it's. No, Detroit definitely deserve that one to kind of get the free throws. But Jalen Duren's about to go and take his first. Does he make it? No, he doesn't make it. Okay. All right. So that means the Jazz are at least still going to be leading this, even if he does manage to put it away. We got a couple substitutes coming on. We got Levert coming on, Green, and then we got the young kid from last year. What is his name again? Ron Holland II is also in the game. I like him too. He's super athletic. I'm going to be doing a couple videos on him at some point this season. Jalen Duren misses his second. That is pretty good. I'll take that as a Utah Jazz fan. All right, I believe we got Levert that's on Keontae George right now. Pass it to Lowry. There we go, Lowry. Lowry with a floaty. No. Duren gets the rebound, and Cade Cunningham brings the ball up the court. Cade goes around, sets up Duren. Oh, good defense there by Keontae George. Referees didn't call anything on that one, but Duren gets the layup. All right, Keontae George with the ball now. Pass it to Nurkic. Nurkic, he's got Duren that's on him. Nurkic gets round for a layup. And it's another rebound by Jalen Duren. He passes to Cade. Cade with an open 3. What are we doing defensively? Cade Cunningham misses on that one. Thank God. Cade Cunningham is a dangerous mofo. He's very good. Keontae George on the other end comes and drives to the basket. He gets fouled, and then he's going to get sent to line. I'll take that. Well done, Key. Ron Holland II just maybe it wasn't Ron Holland. Maybe it was Levert. What's his name? Karis Levert, I think his name is. Carlos Levert. How do you say his name? Karis Levert. All right. Keontae George about to take his first free throw. He shoots, scores. Nice one there to Key. Is it a major Key alert? Yes, it is. Detroit fans better watch out, better not cry, because Keontae George is coming. All right, we got a couple comments in the chat right now. Here we go. I've seen some. So MSU Detroit fan says in the chat after he says Detroit basketball. I'm going to show this on screen. I think it's a good one. I've seen mock trades that have the Detroit Pistons trading for Lowry. I like that idea since him and Cade should be great together. But the issue is having, is have the Pistons basically give up half their team. It seems. Yeah, I'll put that one back up. Yeah, they'd have to give up for Lowry. Like I'm telling you this right now. Like if Detroit wanted Lowry, like seriously, the time to have gotten Lowry was last season, where unfortunately I have to say we were tanking, and Lowry was faking injuries, and they were sitting him out talking about he had back problems, and unfortunately, like that was the time to get Lowry. But now Lowry is one of the best offensive players in the league this season. And I know it's a small sample size. Like I think this is our 8th game right now, 7th or 8th game. So it's one of them whereby, yeah, like it would be tough. And then he says, most see Utah getting Tobias, Holland, Ivy, and 2 Detroit unprotected first. I like Ron Holland. I like Tobias Harris, and I do like Jaden Ivey. And the one thing I will say about coming from a Detroit system and culture is that they have a very defensive culture whereby you need to work hard and play defense, and the Jazz need some of that. So to answer your question, that's probably a fair deal, because I could honestly say that you probably don't like it because, like, yeah, you're going to have to give up a lot of guys. But I also kind of don't like it because, like, we're giving up Lowry, and, like, Lowry's so pivotal. But what you're getting in return, like, you're getting some good young players there. Like, Jaden Ivey's no slouch, neither is Tobias Harris. And then Ron Holland the second, like offensively, he still needs work, but defensively, he's a beast. Like super athletic. I said at the beginning of the stream, like I really, really like the Detroit like players. Like I think they've got culture, they've got a core. You could really see it all coming together. And I'm watching the game on my second stream right now. The level of defense that they're playing right now, they're like almost like a pack of hyenas. Like they play very, very well. Like today's game is not going to be an easy game. Like I can assure people that if we even switch off defensively for a quarter, it's game over because they don't stop. And then they have a guy in Cade Cunningham who could switch it on, and when he switches it on, woof, he can go from 0 to 60. So yeah, it's like it'll be interesting, but I personally just don't think the Jazz are going to trade Lowry. I know everybody's just like, the Jazz are tanking, like they're going to somehow trade Lowry, but I'm not under that belief. But we'll see. We'll see. But that's actually not a bad suggestion here. Tobias Harris, Ron Holland the second, and Jaden Ivey, and 2 unprotected first. Like that's actually not bad at all. I think that would mean that the Jazz were compensated really well. But what's up, Wondering Wizard? How's it going? Enjoying the week. I hope you're watching the game. If you're not, that's fine. I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna be talking about my commentary on the game, giving play-by-play at least the best as I can, and obviously chatting to you guys. So the more the merrier that comes. Then I see we got MSU Detroit fan says again, he says Pistons historically have been known for defensive basketball. This team isn't as locked down as the bad boys. Yeah, that's true. Or going to work guys, but the defense is still there. I agree. I watched you guys a little bit last season, but most of all in the playoffs. And I really liked the Pistons Knicks game, man. That was so good. And then to hear from Brunson, and when he talked about how he had to go and retool and replan on how he was going to deal with Asar Thompson, that's when I was like, okay, you know what? Detroit got something here. Like you really do have something there. So I admire what Detroit is doing, because I feel like the Jazz, at least before the Walker Kessler injury, I think what you guys showed last year, I think that may have been next year. That's what the Jazz could have shown. So yeah. And then you say hard to compare those teams. Also, just on how much the game has changed since the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I don't think you're talking about a like for like comparison in terms of like the defensive side. Like I know what you mean in terms of like the bad boy Pistons. They were just like straight up bruisers, borderline bullies. Yes, they played defense, but they were just mad physical as well. Like, of course, like the team now is physical, but they're being physical within the rules of the game. And I think the rules of the game now, you can't be as physical as you was back in the 80s. So I still think it's a defensive team. And I think that, like, you know, you guys got one guy who's kind of the post, like, embodies Detroit for me. I think that's Isaiah Stewart in every way, like across all generations. Like, he's perfectly capable of going off. And me being from the UK, where like we all like the physical stuff, like I'm I'm happy to see him gonna go there. All right, so we are back though. Or we got 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Jalen, we got Pistons with a 3 there on that one. They missed. We got a couple of substitutions though. Kyle Filipowski is in there. Jazz get fouling the Pistons on that one, and it's Green. What is his? What's his first name? Oh, Devontae Green. Okay, so Javonte Green. Yeah, I've heard of him. Okay. All right. Pistons are to the line right now. They probably could come by. I know they're going to be shooting too. Javonte Green, he shoots. And he misses. Okay. Okay. He misses on that one. All right. You still got ace. Kevin Love is in the game, by the way, for the Utah Jazz. All right, Pistons do get their second free throw. So it's 22-22. I'm a little bit further ahead than the screen that I'm sharing, which is just from Google, the scores. I if you've watched my stream before, you know that I put it there to make it easier just to keep track of the scores that way. So Ace Bailey there tries to go for a layup, gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line, Ace. Detroit just playing some really good defense there. Yeah, this is the type of game the Jazz are going to have to work. Ace Bailey missing his first free throw. Come on, Ace. Come on, Ace, man. I gotta send some positive vibes towards Ace Bailey on this one. Send some positive vibes to Ace. So it looks like I'm having a few more internet issues here. But it looks like Ace Bailey makes his third. I can tell the Google one is switched. So the Jazz are up 23-22. Okay, we do have some more comments there from Detroit fan. Duncan Robinson, he says, let me put it up there. I think that's a pretty good comment too. He said Duncan Robinson is good, but man, the Pistons really miss Malik Beasley. Yeah. As 3-point shooting at times. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with how much 3-point shooting that you have in your team, but Malik Beasley is a very good player. You know, like definitely like he was a loss. And then You also said Beasley is open to returning to the Pistons once he's cleared from the gambling. Yeah, right now, all this gambling stuff in the NBA is mad crazy. So, yeah, if he could come back. My guess is that did they freeze his salary as well? Like what was going on? Like, was his salary canceled? Like that's something I'd be curious to find, and I probably got to go research that. But yeah, Malik Beasley would be a great player for the Pistons to kind of get back. Yep. Yep. So Wondering Richard says, damn, did we really lose Walker Kessler for the season? Yep. He is out. He is out. And I think that the way how we started the season has been so good that to anybody out there that thought, hey, oh, the Jazz should tank instead of actually trying to play, you might there get your wish, because I think it definitely makes things a lot tougher for the Jazz. I know it means that we're gonna have to do a lot of tweaking. Kevin Love is probably gonna have to play some small ball center. Um, what's his face? Kyle Filipowski is probably gonna have to play some center as well. Austin Ainge talked about it today in an interview that I listened to at KSL Sports there in Utah, that Oscar Shibwe also might play some games. Mo Bamba, who's at the G League as well, might play some games. So I think it's going to be a situation where sharing is caring, and they're going to share as much as they possibly, as much of the responsibility as they can. But as we've seen the Utah Jazz this season, like they've played really well, and Walker Kessler's just been like super key to that. Okay. All right, so Pistons are up by 1 right now, and they are at the free throw line from where I am. We got 42 seconds. They drill their second free throw, and they're up by 2. Walter Clayton has the ball now. He's got a Thompson twin that's on him. That's I saw Thompson. Boy, he's good. Like even Taylor Hendricks, who's supposed to be a defensive type of player, struggled to deal with that strength of Asar Thompson. Oh, okay. All right. I think I understand now. So MSU Detroit fan says Beasley was on a 1-year deal last season, and right before Detroit could resign him, he got busted for. Oh, so that's okay. Technically, he's a free agent, but the Pistons have first say on him. I think that they'll bring him back. Like, I think all this the gambling stuff that's going on, like it's been a while since anybody's talked about him on the gambling side, and I think as long as he's found not guilty, I think that they'll bring him back. And I say that's kind of like just in time, because maybe he comes back either just before, just after All-Star break, at the right point of the season, kind of gets himself, fit. And I mean, I think Detroit are going to be in the playoffs, so yeah, it's going to be perfect for that. So well done to them for that. We got Taylor Hendricks that's in the game. It looks like what's his face? Elijah Harkless might have gone out. I can't tell from this angle. Filipowski does make his second free throw, though, and the Jazz are level 28-28. We got 22 seconds left, people. Cade Cunningham, the Detroit Piston star. He does have Elijah Harkless there that's on it, though. Come on, EJ. There we go, EJ. Look at EJ. Okay. Cade passes it because he cannot deal with the pressure of EJ, and great defense there by Walter Clayton. I'm not sure if it's a foul or not. It might be a foul, and the Pistons might be going to the line. All right, ball passes there. Oh, yeah, it looks like there's a foot, like Clayton's foot, when he first gets there, like touched on Duncan Robinson's foot. Robinson slips over. So, yeah, rightly so. It's a foul. Robinson shoots his first free throw, but he misses. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. At least for the Jazz. Does he make his second, though, and put Detroit up by 1 at the very least? Jazz fans, we have Bryce Sensabaugh in the game. It's good to see him once again. We haven't seen him in a while. Bryce, like he definitely has been restricted to being a bench guy since Elijah Harkless. And it's another miss. Wow. Another miss by free throws. That's not good. Jazz getting a layup before the end, and they go up 30-28. Nice one there for the Jazz, and the first quarter is over. Nice one there for the Jazz. Okay. So we got one more comment here by MSU Detroit fan. He then goes up and says, apparently the feds found him not guilty, and now the NBA is preventing him from going back as they are now investigating him. And this was before Chauncey Billups got arrested. Well, I mean, okay, but see, that I find that very strange, because if the feds, like, the federal government, the US federal government said not guilty, what are you investigating him for? Like, let him play. Like, clearly he didn't do anything criminally wrong. I mean, unless he broke some of the NBA's rules, maybe he gets fined for it or like whatever. But I mean, if that's the case, I mean, my guess is that maybe they're investigating him because there's been so much gambling stuff that's been going on that you don't want to you don't want to say, hey, come back, and then something else comes out. It's like, let the NBA go do their due diligence on him, and then he can come back. And maybe it's like that. Like that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, because yeah, that definitely sounds weird. Because I remember, like, in the summer, he was the first one, like August time, that everybody was talking about this gambling stuff. And I just thought he was just going to be the one-off. And then all of a sudden it was domino effect. It was Gilbert Arenas and then Chauncey Billups and all this other stuff that's been going on. So yeah, it's like, it's madness right now, the gambling stuff. But, hopefully the federal government, the US federal government, would do what they need to do, and justice will prevail, and then we could all get back to just watching some really great basketball, whether it's Malik Beasley, Chauncey Billups coming back and being the coach of the Trailblazers. I think that's what everybody wants. We can just get away from this dark spot of the constant gambling allegations where, as far as I'm concerned, if any of it is true, just guys that are just out there being stupid. Like, you guys are multimillionaires, and you're acting as though like you're, Joe Smith, who works a 9 to 5, look like me, out here working a 9 to 5, making a average to maybe an above average salary, and just crazy, absolutely crazy. All right, I think the game is gonna be back on. Yeah, looks like the game is back on. Second quarter just started. All right, we got Walter Clayton with the ball. He does have a Saw Thompson that is on him. Oh, I love me a Thompson twin. So good defensively. If it wasn't for Wemby, I honestly think him and his brother Armen would just dominate. Jazz moving the ball really well. Kyle Filipowski with a three, goes in and out. Saw Thompson with the rebound, swings it to Ron Holland II, out there to Isaiah Stewart. Jazz playing pretty good defense right now. Svi Mykhailiuk with an open three. Svi Mykhailiuk hits a three. Wow. Wow, that, you know what? That definitely deserves some clapping. I want to get some claps for that one. It's a three by the Pistons. Oh, and that's another three. I got to give it to them for that one. They definitely deserve some clapping for that one. That was pretty hot. Well done. Shout out to the Pistons. Bringing the three. Lowry with a midi. Lowry doesn't get the midi, and the rebound gets by Jalen Duren. And that is Karis LeVert with another three. Oh. Okay, slow down there now. Okay. Slow right down, Detroit. Like, I need my Jazz to win this. I put a smile on my face. Pistons out there hitting back-to-back threes. That was pretty good. This game looking like it's going to go down to the wire. I'll take that. Will Hardy's on the sideline talking to Filipowski, and I think Filipowski should have maybe been marking Karis LeVert a lot better, because, yeah, Will Hardy was he was getting into him in the side, and Filipowski's on the bench right now. And it is Taylor Hendricks that's on him. Taylor Hendricks gets a rebound after that Detroit miss. All right, we got an attempted layup there by Nurkic, but it's a miss. Ron Holland the second has the ball. He drives to the basket. It's another miss. Oh, but Ron Holland, he gets the rebound after the Jazz messed it up. And it's another miss by Ron Holland the second. He's got to do better than that, Ron Holland. If he was a Jazz player, that's exactly what I'd tell him. Larry Marketing drains a three on that one. I gotta give shout out to the threes. Maybe that's what I gotta do for a staple, like every single three, whether it's from both teams. I gotta give out some clapping or some cheering for that. Pistons actually making, I think, some silly some silly misses, to be honest. You know, they've had a couple of possessions where they've missed. They got the ball back, missed again. But game's still pretty close. I think they're playing really well. We do have another comment in the chat. This one here again is by Detroit fan. Once again, I'll put this on here on the stream so people could see. So you say, well, Victor and the Thompson twins were both from the same club. Yeah. Pistons got robbed of Victor, but Asar is at least worth it also. Oh, yeah, beyond the shadow of a doubt. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. Like, the Thompson twins, like both Arman and Asar, like they are worth their weight in gold. Like both of those guys defensively, like they're gonna be amazing. Like they almost remind me of a better Dennis Rodman. They're gonna get rebounds. They're gonna defend. Like they're gonna be a pain to play against. And like if you guys could keep Asar, like keep him. Because I'll tell you this, I'd take Asar Thompson at the Jazz all day long. I take him. You know, like defense, that's what wins championships. And if you could just say work on Asar Thompson's shooting, you know, give him maybe a floater, he already could play. I mean, I know he's not a 3-point shooter, but that's fine. But if he's got a float game, I take that. Okay, looks like got a little bit. What is going on here right now? All right, game is back. Yeah, Karis LeVert with the ball. Jazz are up by 4 right now. Karis LeVert goes. He passes it to Duran. Duran with a 3. No. Jazz get the rebound though. Good defensive play by Ron Holland the second, but he doesn't get the ball off of Nurkic. Clayton with a 3. He doesn't manage to get it, but it looks like it's a foul on Nurkic on Ron Holland the second, and it's going to be Pistons ball. They're just showing highlights of the Larry Markkinen layup on one of the lost plays. All right, we got Cade with the ball, brings it up, pass half court. Looks like the Jazz are playing half court. Oh, Cade with an open 3. No, Taylor Hendricks does get the rebound though. Nice one for Taylor on that one. Pass it towards Clayton. Clayton with the ball. He does have Duncan Robinson that's on him though. Passes it to Nurkic. Down deep, but the Jazz playing some pretty good. The Pistons playing some good defense there on the Jazz by Kate Cunningham on Larry Markkinen. And it's still going to be Detroit basketball. No, sorry, it's going to be Jazz basketball. My bad. I thought it went out on the Jazz on that one. Looks like it went out in Detroit. All right. Walt Clayton with the ball. Lowry with a 3. Larry Markkinen hitting a 3. Oh, nice one there for Lowry. For Lowry for the 3. I'll take that. All right, Ron Holland the second has the ball. Does he try to go for a 3? No, he goes for a midi. No, and it just comes in and out. Hasn't been doing that great on the shooting side, Ron Holland the second, but has been really good defensively. See, Mihailuk goes round. He goes. Nurkic with a layup. And timeout called by the Pistons. They definitely need to kind of reset. Jazz are actually playing like pretty well. You know, they're matching them on terms of intensity on defense. But what the Jazz have been doing offensively is that they've just been a lot more consistent. You know, just a few missed buckets here and there. Like I do think maybe Cade should probably be driving to the basket a lot more. And I think that's what they probably need to do a lot more, just driving downhill. You know, there was a couple of misses there by Ron Holland the second that I saw the last couple of plays, within the last 5 plays that the Pistons had. They probably should have done a bit better, but I mean, they're still within this game to come back and win it. You know, like that's not, you know, let's not get out of hand. Like you see the Pistons records this season, like they are a tough side to go about and to beat. And defensively, they're just playing super well. I will give them that. It's just offensively, they just haven't been consistent. So we do have a bit of a break here. They are doing a few in-arena shenanigans, as I call it. All this ridiculous fan shooting. Like, what happened to the good old days where you just come to the game and watch? You know, maybe give out some free jerseys. I say this, but you know, if I ever went to Utah and they do stuff like this and pick me, I'll be the first one to be like, I want to do it. So, no, it is interesting. What I haven't done in a while is I actually haven't taken a look at the scores and how things are in terms of individual players. So let me take a look at the Jazz first. So Nurkic surprisingly has 11 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. No, sorry, not 11 points. He has 2 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. Looks like they changed it up a bit in terms. Normally the points is on this side. Lowry there with 12 points. He's got 1 rebound. Svi Mihailuk is with 13 points. Holy, what is going on? I mean, I knew he hit a couple threes, but wow. And then for the Pistons side, Karis LeVert, yep, I've seen him constantly scoring a lot. Jalen Durham with 6, Asal Thompson with 4, Isaiah Stewart there with 3, Cade Cunningham with 3. See, your star player, like this is where you could easily improve. If Cade Cunningham had 13 points there, like, yeah, that's what I mean when I say that Pistons are still in this, because their main guy, he's not like he's not up and running just yet. So, but the game is back though, and it was a turnover there by the Pistons, so it's back to Jazz ball, and Keontae George, he has the ball now. Keontae George passing to Kevin Love. Keontae drives to the basket. He flips it. It's another 3. What is going on? What is going on with the Jazz and shooting threes? We have been terrible at shooting threes, and all of a sudden, this ends up being the game where we're shooting threes. What's up? Our 3-point percentage for threes is 37%. If you watch the last game, or at least the stream that I did, the Jazz's 3-point percentage was 21% for most of the game. Like, it's crazy how much things change. Okay. All right. Still Jazz ball, but it's going to inbound pass from Kevin Love. Keontae has the ball now. Pass to Svi Mihailuk. Svi there. He passes back to Key, but he's got Ron Holland that's on him. Key there with a 3. That should have been a foul, people. Ron Holland the second come in there with just nothing but force. I gotta give it to Ron Holland for that one. That definitely deserves some cheering for that dunk. That was all man. He just comes there with rage and just like rah. Great defense from him. But Pistons are coming back. Pistons are down by 7 at the moment. And now the game is on a break. Well, let's look at some of the percentages of what's going on. Let me refresh this page though. All right. So field goal wise, it's about even. Even the 3-pointers is about even as well. Well, I mean the Jazz have taken more threes and made more. That's probably the difference. Free throws are around the same. Rebounds are around the same, defensive or offensive. Jazz have more assists. Turnovers are quite a lot. I will say that. Points in the paint. You guys have more points in the paint, as in Pistons. And you guys have, and fouls are about the same. So, I mean, these are two pretty much even sides, which I wouldn't have said that. I would have said Pistons were favorite, and I'd be hoping to get something from this game. But I just think there's a few key metrics that we've seen. The free throws and the threes, like that's what's really driving the Jazz right now. Defensively, they're about the same. The one thing I will say this though, and it probably goes to say the same thing about the Detroit Pistons, the turnovers. 7 turnovers. We haven't even reached. We're not even in the third quarter yet. 7 turnovers is too much. It's too much. It's too much this early in the game. That's the only criticism that I have for both teams. Because as a Utah Jazz fan, I'm used to. I've seen the Jazz get like over 20 turnovers a game, and I'm like, no. That is something that just can't be happening. We can't be getting over 20 turnovers. I will not accept that. I won't accept that as a Utah Jazz fan. That's something that we have to improve. And I think if you're a Detroit Pistons fan, you're probably saying the same thing. You know, you got to improve on that one. So it looks like Ace Bailey's coming back into the game. Kevin Love is also going to be in there as well. That's what it looks like. And obviously, we know that the Jazz's next game, I think, is on Friday. I think we're going up against the Timberwolves. And Anthony Edwards, unfortunately, is back. That is not one. I don't want him anywhere near the court when the Jazz are playing. All right. Jazz are back. We got Svi Mykhailiuk with the ball. He drives to the basket. Does manage to get a floater in there. Svi Mykhailiuk, I don't even know who this guy is. Like, he looks like a completely different player, Svi Mykhailiuk. The last couple games, he has not been great. We're 4 minutes and 50 seconds into the second quarter, and he already has 18 points. Are we talking about a 40 piece for Svi Mykhailiuk? This is wild. Honestly, I'm proud of the Jazz right now. I'm very proud of them. Where is my chair? Like, I'm very proud of them. Well done to the Jazz on that one. Because clearly they like guys are stepping up when I didn't think that they had the ability to step up. And I really do think it's great. And against a tough team like the Pistons. All right, ball comes in from Cade Cunningham to Isaiah Stewart. Duncan Robinson with a 3. Oh, and that goes in and out. That's kind of unfortunate. Svi Mykhailiuk there gets the rebound, and Keontae George gets the ball. He brings it up the court to Kevin Love, to Kyle Filipowski. Oh, great pass there by Kyle Filipowski to Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey gets fouled, but he travels on that one. They are Isaiah Stewart playing some damn good defense there to stop Ace Bailey from getting an easy bucket and getting the and going to the line. So no, shout out to Isaiah Stewart. He's one that I know he gets a lot of criticism. I like his physicality. I like the fact that he fights and he puts in everything that he can for the team. Whether it's within the rules or without, I'll take him. Kevin Love there with a midi, and Kevin Love gets fouled. Looks like he's going to go to the line. Jazz still up by 7, but that could go up to by 9. That foul was on Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren right there talking to the referees about like, yo, what's going on, G? Like, what is going on? So right now, I'm a little bit ahead of you guys, ahead of the screen over here with the scores from Google. Kevin Love does make his first one, so Jazz are up 49-41 at the moment. We got 3 minutes. We got just under 4 minutes left in the second quarter. I'll take that. Kevin Love hits his second free throw. Jazz are up 50 right now. This definitely is a big difference compared to the last game. Jazz didn't score 50 until the third quarter. Great rebound there by Kevin Love. After the miss there by, I think that was Jalen Duren. Keontae George having the ball right now. George there to market in with a 3. It's a miss. Detroit Pistons get the ball back. Duncan Robinson brings it up. Passes to Asar Thompson. Asar to Cade. Cade to Duren. Duren with a layup. Yes. And they get it in. Nice by Duren on that one. Keontae George, he drives to the basket. He goes for a floater. No. All right, Cade coming out, brings the ball up. Come on, Cade. What can you do? Cade Cunningham to oh, that was a nice dunk. Nice alley-oop dunk there by Cade Cunningham, pass to Jalen Duren. Jazz only up by 5 right now. See, this is what I try to say. You cannot underestimate the Detroit Pistons. Like, they're a very good side. If you go to sleep defensively, if you don't do what you need to do, it's a 3 by the Jazz. Oh, wow. Keontae George there with a nice 3. And for a team that struggled with shooting 3s yesterday, well, the day before yesterday, they come back on fire. Pistons there. Pistons getting a dunk on that one after an Isaiah Stewart missed 3. Jalen Duren gets the rebound and gets the dunk on that one. Jazz are only up by 6. All right, Keontae George has the ball. He drives to the basket, out to Kevin Love. Svi Mykhailiuk with an open 3. Svi Mykhailiuk, he misses. That is unfortunate. All right, Asar Thompson has the ball now. He passes to Isaiah Stewart. Stewart to Cunningham. Cunningham gets fouled by Ace Bailey. That was a silly foul by Ace Bailey. Like, I know he's a rook and he's got to learn, but that was silly. No, that was not a good foul. Looks like Yusuf Nurkic is coming back into the game. Is he coming on for Kevin Love? I'd be interested to see that. Any Pistons? No, Pistons haven't made this up either. All right, it's side out. Ron Holland brings the ball, passes it to Asar Thompson, to Duncan Robinson. Robinson, he does have a man on him, though. Jalen Duren that passes. He loses possession of it, Jalen Duren there. Keontae George with the drive, and Keontae George restores a lot of the Jazz's leads, and the Jazz are up by 8 right now. But it is not over. It is Pistons ball now. Duren there with the ball. Backing down Lowry. Hits a midi. Drains a midi. Drains a midi on that one. And Pistons still in this game. All right. Lowry. No, that's Svi Mykhailiuk brings the ball up now. He does have Duncan Robinson that's on him, though. Svi Mykhailiuk goes round Robinson. Svi Mykhailiuk drive over. It's a block by Isaiah Stewart. Oh, wow. What a block there by Isaiah Stewart. And Isaiah Stewart helped to initiate a counterattack by the Detroit Pistons, and the Pistons get an easy dunk on that one, and the Jazz are now only up by 4. This is exactly what I mean. If you fall asleep defensively, this is what happens. Lowry there with a floater misses. Isaiah Stewart gets the rebound, and it's Pistons ball again. What can they do? Asar Thompson there to the corner. No, and what has happened now? Okay. And just as it looked like the Pistons were going to get a layup, my internet decided to be a bit weird with me. And now I have to refresh the page. All right, let me see if I can. All right, looks like Pistons did get the points in that one, and now the Jazz are only up by 2, and we got 16 seconds to go. Well, it looks like the Jazz are going to be going to the line. They're showing a replay of this. You got Svi Mihailuk there. He's got the ball. Jalen Duren trying to stop Larry Markkinen from getting to the ball to get around the screen. Great defense from the Pistons, but I'm just so impressed by it. Larry Markkinen. Oh! Ace Bailey, we got 6 seconds. We got 5. Ace Bailey. No! Ace Bailey misses. Ace Bailey misses on that one. He had an open mid-range, and he couldn't put it away. But the Jazz are still up by 2. And the Jazz going at halftime. But Will Hardy is not happy. The Jazz's coach. He goes there talking to the referees. But the Jazz have done the right things. But this game ain't over, people. This game is not over. The Pistons are still in this. We got guys there that are really, really young, like Ace Bailey, still trying to learn the game, still trying to adapt to the NBA. So it's one thing where it's going to be tough for them. So now, it being halftime, they're speaking to Svi Mihailuk on like his performance so far. He obviously has 18 points right now in the first half of the game, which is incredible because he definitely has been up and down. And to be really honest, to the Detroit Pistons fans that are in this game, last season, he wasn't even in rotation. Svi Mihailuk was like this close to like getting traded away. Like I thought he was gone. I would have preferred to keep KJ Martin over Svi Mihailuk. And look at what's happened just within a couple of months. Like I think it's really great by Svi. He's impressed me so much. But this is a great game. This is a great game for, I think, both fans to watch because I've been impressed by both of them. But there are a few comments in the chat, so I've kind of neglected it as well. Oh, we got my main man here, Apollo. Shout out to Apollo from the UK. So Apollo says, Jazz bossing this game. Well, ain't tanking, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. He then goes on to say Walt Clayton with his 4 assists already. You know what? I haven't even noticed that. I've hardly checked so far this game on what the actual individual players are doing. I've just been enjoying watching the game, watching the defense from both sides play, and just really watching the overall gameplay by the Jazz. Like I think we've played very, very well. The fact that we lost Walker Kessler, like we look like we haven't missed a beat. And I think that is just amazing. I honestly, I really do feel that, Apollo, because like I heard this, probably about 4 hours ago now when I was at work. And instantly I thought when I get home, like I know what type of game this is going to be like. And I've been completely wrong. It's just been a very good game, very good competitive game. Because as a fan, that's all I can ask my team to do is just to go out there and be competitive. All right, Apollo continues to say Keontae is that guy. I said that when we drafted him. Keontae is a very good player. Very good player. And I think that he's had a pretty. I think his first year was fantastic. Second year was, I think, was good, but like probably good to okay. And third year, it's been great. And I'm glad you spotted that one out. And then we've got a comment from LMAO Educated. He says, "Who do I think is going to win?" Well, you must be a new person here watching the stream, and I know I'm pretty fair on like commenting because I like to kind of give balanced commentary to both. I don't like to lean into it, but it is all about Utah basketball. Yep, I'm gonna go with my Utah Jazz to win this one. I do think it's gonna be a tough one though, and that's fine. That's what makes the game like entertaining. And I think that the Pistons are gonna take us to the wire, but I think the Jazz could come out with the dub for this game though. So I'm gonna go with my Utah Jazz. But I want to make this clear. I really do like the Pistons. I like some of the players that they got. I would love to have some of their players. Just not in any type of trade. So like if any of you just scroll up at the no, you know what? I'll do it. So hold on, there was a comment here earlier on. So yes, the MSU Detroit fan said earlier on, and I'll put it up there. He was talking about the mock trades that's basically been going out there about trading Lowry to the Pistons. And what people were talking about was actually getting Tobias Harris and Ron Holland II to come to the Utah Jazz, along with a couple of unprotected picks. And obviously, me as a Jazz fan, like I don't want to lose Lowry. I'm being absolutely serious about that. I do not want to lose Lowry Markkanen. I understand perfectly what he can give. And I think he's going to be like vital towards our kind of resurgence. But that kind of stuff is in the ether, and like I've heard this before as well on I think it's Brian Windhorst, like he does a podcast like basically every day, and they talked about the Utah Jazz potentially trading for him, and Detroit was one of the places that kind of always comes up as well. But I want to keep him. Yep. Shout out to you, Detroit fan. Okay, this is what we're going to do now. As we always do, I like to take a look at more of the details about what's going on in this game. So I'm going to move away from this shared screen to share this tab instead. And then we're going to look at ESPN and what they're saying in regards to everything. So let me. So how it looks here now is that. Hold on, what is going on here? This really should take up the whole screen. Okay, there we go. All right. So right now we got Lowry there, 19 points. Sorry, 90 minutes, 12 points. Like most of our players, some pretty good plus minus on there. Taylor Hendricks having the best plus. Well, no, he's only had 9 minutes. I'm not going to talk about Taylor. I only talk about the guys that played at least 10 minutes or more. I think that only gives kind of a fair reflection of the game, like roughly 10 to 12 minutes overall. But Yusuf Nurkic, I feel he's had a good game as well. I know like the 2 points there, but he's been great on the rebounding, as you can see there. Some assists, some steals as well. I didn't even notice that. If he could improve on the scoring side, that'd be great. But he's doing exactly what we need him to do. And then so far, probably the unsung hero of this game has to be Svi Mykhailiuk. I mean, Svi Mykhailiuk, like I said in the stream, Svi has been on the verge of getting traded just because other players had shown that they had a better ceiling. And now Will Hardy's been told, hey, go and play. And Svi Mykhailiuk gets an opportunity. And, he's had some up and down games, but for the most part, he's going to give you at least a 6. And today, he's given you a straight up 9 out of 10. Like, he's been incredible. 20 minutes, 18 points, couple of rebounds, couple of assists. 63% from the field. That's great. And 57% from 3. He's got a +2 plus minus. That's what you want. Keontae George there. I think Keontae's been pretty good. I know that his plus minus is -4, but like look at who he's going up against as well. But Keontae George has been great. He's got 3 assists, 11 points. Uh Walter Clayton, like Apollo said, he's got 4 assists. Now, even though he doesn't have any points, to get 4 assists in 7 minutes is pretty good. Let me make that clear right now. That is really good. And we can get him some points by the end of this. I mean, by the end of this game, he's going to play a lot more minutes anyway. I think he'll probably play another 10 more minutes throughout this game. Ace Bailey there, he's at 5 points, a couple of rebounds and assists. I think he's had an okay game. I don't think it's anything to really talk about that much. And Elijah Harkless there. I know I said I wouldn't talk about guys that play less than 10 minutes, but Elijah Harkless there playing some good defense throughout this game. Now with the Detroit Pistons. So we got Duncan Robinson there, and Isaiah Stewart hasn't been that bad. He's got a -2 plus minus. He has had a lot of good rebounds that I'd say. Played some good defense. Has given some second chance opportunities to the Pistons. Duncan Robinson, he's been a bit in and out from what I've seen. Jalen Duren, he's definitely been the guy. He's got 18 points in 16 minutes. Like, I can see that just watching the game. 10 rebounds. Yeah, so he's already got a double-double. Great for him. Cade Cunningham, what is going on with Cade? Like, at some point, Cade is going to be, like, balling out. Like, and it's coming. Like, it's coming for sure. Like, I expect Cade all of a sudden just to just go on a streak and hit, like, 3 threes or something like that. But he's only got 3 points. It's kind of disappointing, but he's got 5 assists. So, maybe he's been tasked with doing something a little bit different in this game. But yeah, I would have expected him to have more. And then Asar Thompson, I think he's had a good defensive performance throughout the game. So I can't comment too much from him. Ron Holland II's been pretty good as well. He's had a couple of points there. Javonte Green, I haven't really noticed him. Karis LeVert, I've noticed him a lot. He had some good points earlier on in the game. But overall, a very, very close game. We are not out of the woods yet, Jazz fans. Like, we cannot underestimate the Pistons beyond a shadow of a doubt. And we just have to keep going and playing. Okay, so we got one more comment here before I take myself a little bit of a break. Atlanta did good against the Magics, even with Trae Young out. They stood their ground. I have, you know what? I haven't watched Atlanta so far not even in preseason. I haven't watched them. Like, where the, you know what? I need to look at where the Pistons are. Sorry, where the Hawks are. Because all right, I mean Atlanta's actually doing all right. I mean, listen, I expect the Hawks to do all right against this season because they got some good youngsters. They got some good players. Obviously, Trae Young. Like we know he's like, if you don't believe in Trae Young, like you probably don't know basketball. Trae Young is a very good player. Like, yes, defensively he can be a bit liable, but offensively he's a beast. He's creative point guard, the ultimate modern day point guard, scores and creates. But going up against the Magic are a good team as well, more of a defensive team. They have problems at offense, I'd say. But yeah, I'm not surprised about that. But I haven't watched too much of the Hawks this season. I saw a bit of them in preseason, in summer league, none in preseason, and then just kind of looking at what they're doing in the standings. So I can't talk too much on that. But I'm going to take a bit of a break. I need to rehydrate. I'm running a bit low. I also going to change the camera battery. It is flashing red on me. So it has just come about that time of the stream whereby I got to change the camera. So I'll do that and then take a bit of a break. But then I will kind of be right back and then we can take it from there. So give me a sec. I'm gonna go take a break, and then we can take it from there. All right, here we go. Okay, looks like we are back now. I might have to change this camera battery again. Looks like I didn't charge it, so it's gonna be something. Nevertheless, I'm gonna share this tab, and then we can get kind of started again. Okay, we got Cade Cunningham to the line. He gets a free throw. Pistons are up. Pistons taking the first time for the lead for this game, and the Pistons have changed their strategy, and they are picking us up straight up full court. Straight full court defense, but Jazz get around it. Keontae George setting it up for Lowry. Lowry there. Passes to Svi Mihailuk. Svi with a three. He misses. Nurkic gets the rebound, though. Jazz are going to have to drive. Cannot rely on the three ball. Taylor Hendricks. No. Jazz then missed on that opportunity. And Pistons have the ball again. Pistons there, they drive to the basket, but they do get the rebound after the miss. Duncan Robinson now has the ball. Passed it to Isaiah Stewart. Stewart there back to Cunningham. Cade sets up Isaiah Stewart. Oh, wow, what a dunk. What a dunk by Detroit, by Isaiah Stewart. He gets a dunk, and he puts the Pistons up by 3. See, this is exactly what I mean. Like, and there we go. Keontae George there, putting the afterburners on, just really sprinting past Isaiah Stewart on that one. And the lead is then reduced by 1 for the Pistons. All right. Cade to Durant. Is it a foul? Oh, looks like the ball might have come off of off the Pistons. I think that's what Nurkic is coming up to say. Oh, it's a Jazz steal. Svi Mikhailuk just playing as though it's like I, I don't even know what to say. Like, who does he think that he is? This is incredible. Svi Mikhailuk with a three over Duncan Robinson. No. Jazz have to start relying on the three ball. I've made this clear. We got to drive, drive, drive. All right, Asar Thompson now. He goes to the basket. Asar Thompson setting it up for Duran. Nurkic on Duran. It's a foul. And Duran's going to go to the line. While that happens, there is a comment here. So I'm going to show that. So Detroit fan says, if it wasn't for the Lions losing on Sunday, I would say things are doing great in Detroit from the Pistons, Red Wings, and even Detroit City FC pulling a huge upset in the playoffs. You know what? That's good. That's really good. No, I that's good to hear. I mean, I'm just a Utah Jazz fan, so I can't comment about like the Mammoth. I pay no mind to the Mammoth. I am looking for a hockey team, and technically, I probably should choose the Mammoth, but like, I just have no. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I live here in Canada at the moment, and I'm very torn about who I should go with overall. But that's good to hear. Appreciate that. Then we have LMAO Educated says, I think Utah gonna win 118 to 113. That's my prediction. That's a pretty good prediction. I think that you might have something there. I think you might have something there. Okay. Game is back. They've stopped for a bit. And you know what? Shout out to all the 8 people that are watching the stream. Much appreciated. I know I don't normally get that many people watching, but I do appreciate the stream. I think we've got quite a few people that have left some comments. If you haven't left a comment, definitely let me know how the game is going. Let me know what you think about the content so far. It'd be much appreciated. Oh, Jazz get fouled on that one. Svi Mikhailuk's going to go to the line. Jazz down by 3. Now the Jazz are down by 2. So if you're a Utah Jazz fan, we got Minnesota. You got the Timberwolves on Friday, and then we got them again on Monday. Like, that is, why do we have to have a back-to-back with the Timberwolves? But it is the NBA Cup, and I want the NBA Cup to really be a thing. So I actually get quite excited about it. You know, I'm like growing up in England and being around football, like the real football, whereby they have different cup competitions, and it's definitely a different atmosphere, different vibe. Like, if you're going to games as well, like some of the first football matches that I went to when I lived in London was cup games because they were cheap, especially earlier on in the cup games. Oh, wow, monster dunk there by Asar Thompson, putting the Pistons back up to 3. All right, we got Keontae George here with the ball. He's got Asar Thompson, though, that's on him. Drives to the basket there, to the wings, to Hendricks. What is Hendricks going to do? To the corner again. Keontae, he's got Duncan Robinson that's on him. What is he going to do? He picks up the ball. It's a 3. No, and it's nothing but air on that one. He gives it away, trying to make the 3, and Jalen Duren gets the ball. Pass it to Robinson. Robinson there back to Stewart. Cade, he's going to go around the screen. Taylor Hendricks is on him, though. Oh, it's an open 3 by Isaiah Stewart. It's a miss. That's nice. Come on, guys. Get the rebound. Never mind. It's going to be a foul, and on the Pistons, it's going to be Jazz ball. All right, we got Svi Mihalik with the ball now. Svi brings it up the court. He does have Duncan Robinson that is on it. He drives to the basket, swings it out to Lowry on the perimeter. It's a three. No, doesn't work out. Pistons get the rebound. Pistons there driving with the ball out to the wings. Cade Cunningham, he now has the ball. Swing again. Swing, swing, swing. City Pistons with a three. No. And it's a Jazz rebound. Can the Jazz do something with this? Larry Markkinen with the spin. Nurkic with a three. Oh, my God. No. And Duren gets the rebound on that one. All right. Timeout. Pistons ball. Like I said at the end of at halftime, it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game. I don't want it to be a close game, but I know it's going to be a close game. All right, we got a couple more comments in the chat. So we got Detroit fan there. MSU says, when I mentioned Detroit City FC, most people, even my fellow. Oh yeah, see, like as soon as you mentioned FC, I knew it was football club. Yeah, that's one thing. I don't even have an MLS team. That's something that I'd like to get into because I know the MLS has grown a ton from at least when I first got exposed to it, way back in the day when David Beckham first went to the MLS with LA Galaxy, and I've seen like football grow so much in the US to where like even the fans are a lot more like fans in Europe. So no, keep supporting your team. Like that's the beauty about football. But I think that once it continues growing, the more fans will get exposed. And I know even in America, like I don't have kids myself, but a lot of parents have their kids get into either like football and or basketball because they're just like cheap sports to get into. So that's how a lot of the times it like becoming a fan will start. And as long as a lot of these football teams like Detroit City FC, like as long as they've got like maybe sections for kids, that's how you start to build that fan base. So maybe like 20 years down the line, then things will look a bit different. MSU Detroit fan continues to say, yeah, soccer, I've seen the US Open in where Detroit has been MLS teams and the USL, the league Detroit plays in, just introduced their own cup since the USL has 3 divisions, soon to be 4. Oh, wow. Okay. Again, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. But see, like the more divisions, the better. You give people more options to watch the sport, more options to go out there and just get involved. Especially if you're young, like to go up there and do that. And hey, like maybe one day they might actually connect the leagues together where maybe you have the MLS being at the top and then you have all the other leagues below and maybe they'll introduce promotions and relegations. Like that would be super cool. That would be cool, especially when you look at how like most US sports don't follow that kind of promotion relegation kind of culture. So yeah, I might have to look into that. Like I haven't really delved too much into soccer into the US. All right, game's back on now. We got Elijah Harkless is in the game. Kevin Love is in there along with Ace Bailey. And we've got somebody else. Oh, no, it's Keontae George. My bad. I thought it was a G Leaguer for a sec. All right, Ace Bailey has the ball now. Jazz are down by 5 after the Detroit Pistons bucket on that one. All right, Ace Bailey has the ball now. He's got Cade on him. It's a midi by Ace. Oh, Ace Bailey. You know what? Like, I did say I was only going to give kind of cheering for threes, but Ace Bailey, like, he's been struggling a bit lately. I got to send Ace Bailey out some bit of positive vibes there for Ace Bailey. Well done, Tim. Then you got Asar Thompson there with a layup. He gets it again. Oh, I think he's going to go to the line. Is he going to go to the line? I think so. And it looks like that was a foul on Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey's got to learn the defensive side a lot sooner. Definitely Ace has got to work on the defensive side, but he's got time. He's young, and this season is definitely going to be a growing season for him. I think the way how the Utah Jazz are handling Ace Bailey right now is really, really good because it just means that they're going to ease him into the situation. There is no pressure. I think everybody believes he's going to be, at the very least, a good player. Okay. Yeah, so everybody believes he's going to be a good player. Now, the question really is he going to be a star, or is he just going to be more, at the very least, a six-man, or somebody that's just maybe your third or fourth best player and you're starting five? So no pressure from him. Just keep doing his game. So after that last play, Asar Thompson misses his second free throw, but then he gets the ball back and it ends up being the possession for the Pistons. So they get another opportunity to score, which they just did. And Pistons are up by 4 right now. Ace Bailey. Oh, I thought Ace was going to go for a 3. He doesn't. He goes for a midi. Doesn't manage to get anything on that. I think when he took the shot, his form was just a bit off. I hate when like a lot of players, they'll play where like normally there's the correct way to shoot forms where your feet are kind of parallel to the basket. This time it was more like this kind of shape with his legs where it just looked very rushed. Keontae George getting fouled on that play. I think he gets hit in the face there by Asar Thompson. It was, you could see it was up by accident. You know, Asar Thompson isn't one of those guys, just very physical guy. I think we got a couple of comments. Oh no, we got a couple of comments here by Detroit fan. He goes on there to say, I know it's not basketball related, but he talks about the US Maya promotion regulation soon. The USL currency has 3 levels in the fourth to second tiers of US soccer. In the US only, the MLS is 1 tier. However, in 2028, the USL plans to launch at tier 1. Nice. Okay, again, I did not know that. So that's actually really good to hear. That's good to hear. And then it goes on to say, and they have pro and reg among their 4 levels. The new professional league will also feature teams not in the MLS, as it's gonna basically rival the MLS. Oh, okay, that's interesting. That's yeah, I'd very much like to see that. And then he also goes on to say, I like that since the MLS has ignored Detroit for years, and now we can finally have a pro level soccer team since we already have a football, basketball, baseball, and hockey team. You know what? Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I I got to send some cheers your way for that. That is actually the one thing that I don't like about sports in the US. Everything is so geared to around the money instead of the actual game and expanding the game itself across all different states. Like there, as far as I'm concerned, there should be a basketball team and a major sports team in every single state, because you just never know who's going to come up and develop in these teams. I think it gives people options, and if you had tiered systems like promotions and relegations, like, yeah, the NBA, that top tier league will only have 30 teams, and then, maybe the league below that will have like the rest. There's 50 states, so we'll have the other 20 teams in there. So no, I like that. I like that. I wish basketball had a similar thing, but you never know. You never know. Maybe it definitely won't be around in my lifetime, but you just never know how sport is going to evolve. Definitely, the influences of the Europeans have been on there, so you just have to wait and see. Oh, I got to send out some cheers to my boy Apollo's main man, Walter Clayton Jr., who just hit a 3 for the Jazz, and it's a 3 that was desperately needed. Walter Clayton receiving the ball from Kevin Love and hits a 3 directly at the top of the key. Jazz are only down by 4 right now. I will take that. All right, so it looks like they're still on break. We got 4 minutes left. Now the Detroit dancers, are all in action. And as much as I say I don't like any of all this other stuff that goes on, nothing wrong with a bit of eye candy when you're watching some sports. All I'll say. But looking at everything right now, like actually, you know what? I look at what players' performances and how they're doing, but I haven't taken a look at it as much as I have been before. Svima Hyluk, 25 minutes and 20 points. Incredible. Absolutely incredible for Svima Hyluk. Walter Clayton Jr. there, he's got 3 points in his 8 minutes. He's got 4 assists. That is great stats for 8 minutes. Keontae George there with 23 minutes, 13 points, 3 assists. Nice. Nurkic there, he's got 20 minutes, 2 points, 3 assists, and 12 rebounds. And then Lowry there, he's got 12 points in his 26 minutes, and he's got 2 rebounds. Taylor Hendricks, he's got 6 rebounds, but I'd like to see more from Taylor Hendricks. This 0 assists and 0 points in 14 minutes when you're playing as a 4, as you're playing as the front court, like that's not, like that's not, yeah, no, like even someone like Isaiah Stewart, he's got 7 points and he's 1 assist. Like Taylor Hendricks can do more. Like it's like, come on, bro. Like impose yourself onto the game. Will yourself. Jazz fans, we believe in you, and yeah. So the game looks like it's going to get ready to start again. They're doing talking about Walter Clayton Jr. at the moment and his impact on the game. And I know we got some Walter Clayton Jr. in the fans in the chat. Shout out to my boy Apollo there. There was another comment there. Oh, so Detroit fan says the NBA will probably won't do a promotion relegation from what Adam Silver has been saying. He's more interested in NBA Europe. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very skeptical about the whole NBA Europe thing because I truly believe that Adam Silver just does not understand European fans, and I think if they come with that American mindset on basketball, like in terms of doing it every single, like how you have NBA games just basically like every other day, like Europeans don't switch teams. If they rock with Real Madrid basketball team or Barcelona's basketball team, they're staying with those teams for life. Like they can respect other players from teams, but like they're not changing. So yeah, because they only look at the business side of it, that's where I think like they're gonna go wrong. From the fan side of it, like, yeah, of course it could work. What my suggestion was always was to expand the NBA Cup and invite like 4 teams from EuroLeague, maybe invite the winner from the Chinese League, the winner from the Puerto Rican League, and like the best 2 teams from Australia, and have them go up against American teams in the NBA Cup and do it that way. And that's a nice good middle ground. But like I get it, the NBA want to really monopolize and own the teams, but I just don't see that happening. And we got another comment there from LMI. It says it will be a close one. They're both great teams. I agree. It's going to be a close game. Like Pistons are up right now by 4. Jazz currently had the ball, but then they lost the ball. Kyle Filipowski lost the ball on that play. Like it's going to be a close game. Like I said in the first quarter, even though the Jazz were up, like the Jazz are up, but like the Pistons are no slouch, and that's something that we always just got to remember. They always have a Cade who can come out and do the business. At the same time, we always got a Lowry that could come out and do the business. So I think that's the part that I like about this game. It's a really great game. Like I can't lie, it gives me everything that I love about just sports in general. Good creativity, physicality, good defense, and obviously you got the offense. So yeah. Kevin Love with a 3. No. We got another comment there from Detroit fan. He says the NBA should make the cup a challenge between other basketball leagues like the NBL in Australia and Euro basketball. Well, that's something that I kind of talked about in my comment, or maybe it's something slightly a bit different. But that should be the middle ground. Like expand the NBA Cup and invite these other teams to come and play for a season. Like increase, like if they increase the monetary value, like, oh, if you made it out the group stage, every player makes like 50,000 US dollars. Like, trust me, Australia will be interested. China will be interested. The European teams will be interested. Like, it's only going to help grow the game because I'm telling you this right now, football, as in like soccer, reigns supreme in Europe. So definitely do it like the NBA Cup. I definitely think that there's a lot of potential there. So yeah. So it looks like the game is on break right now. At least there's a timeout, and they're showing a bunch of stuff with the fans. We got Ace Bailey on the bench. He definitely is having a hard time, Ace. He's been double teamed quite a lot of times. Looks like Walter Clayton, he's coming back into the game. Ace there getting some advice from Will Hardy. Definitely is going to be needed. This Pistons team, I'm telling you, they have just the right attitude when you go out there and play. You give it 100% and you never give up. And look at them defending full court. And I think that's what. Who is that? That's Asar Thompson, and I can't tell who the other guy is there who's also picking up full court. Walter Clayton there with a floater. No. Then Ron Holland the second, he picks the ball up. Oh, it's a 3. So camera battery is gone, people. I have to go and replace that. The ball goes out. I gotta go change the battery pack. Give me 1 sec. 1 sec, guys. Okay, there we go. Battery changed. Hopefully, this like 10-minute charge was enough to give me an extra like 20, 30 minutes. All right. What have I missed? Okay, there's a few more comments in the chat. So Detroit fan says the NBA should make the cup a challenge. No, I've read that before. Oh, would be nice to see that, since I would definitely watch Pistons. See, yeah, that'd be great. Could you imagine like Pistons versus Real Madrid in the NBA Cup, home and away? Because that's the part again that's like that they have within soccer. You have that home and away dynamic. They go over there and then they also come here. Like I think that'd be great. Like I think that's where me and you're on the same wavelength. All right, we got still it's Pistons ball. Jazz are down by 8. We got 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, people. We got Asar Thompson to the line. He could potentially put the Pistons up by 10 going into the fourth. He drains the first one. How many points does Asar Thompson have in this game? Asar Thompson with 7. That should probably put him up to 8. No, sorry, he's got 12. That should probably put him up to a 13, 14, depending on how far behind Google is to me. It is Jazz ball, though. Keontae George does have the ball now. He's got Asar Thompson on him. Passes it to Svi Mihajlovic. To Lowry with a 3. It's a miss. But it looks like it's a foul. Is that a foul on Isaiah Stewart? Oh, wow. Is that Nurkic going to go to the line to shoot? We definitely need a little bit of luck. The Jazz do need to shave something off of this Pistons lead right now. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shove. All right, Nurkic to the line to shoot. Nurkic drains his first. Jazz only down by 8. Can they be down by 7? Nurkic shoots and scores. Nice. All right. Jazz down by 7, people. And then you got Karis LeVert. He's on the ball. He's bringing the ball up the court right now. Svi Mihajlovic is on him with a bit of support from Keontae George there just in case. But Asar Thompson is moving. Yet do not let Asar Thompson just go. All right, it's a switch. Karis LeVert. Jazz do get the ball back. Oh, no. And Lowry Marketing gets the ball out. What the hell? Lowry, no. Oh, and Lowry puts the ball out, and it's still going to be Detroit basketball. Just like not taking care of the ball on that one, Lowry. A little bit poor there. You got 9 seconds to go. They're going to run this down, Pistons. Taylor Hendricks checks in. Ace Bailey is out. Definitely, it's been a rough one for Ace Bailey. Cade Cunningham has the ball now. Cade there. He hits a midi, and he drains a midi. We got 1 second to go. Detroit are up by 9. Detroit end the third quarter. They're up by 9. That would be... Oh, wow. Wow. Jazz are down by 9. And we basically got 12 minutes to go. All right, we do have a few more comments then. I know by Detroit fan. He goes on to say, after talking about the it'd be good to see Pistons versus Real Madrid. He said that first, and then he talked about if that was soccer. No, DCFC once played St. Pauli and 9-2. Oh, that's bad, man. I once had my team lost 8-2, and I lost it. So that's not great. Oh, he did then say, but that was a friendly still. Okay. Yeah. All right. All righty-o. So it's the end of the third. Let me take a look at some of the scores. I haven't, in terms of how the individual players are doing. Let me refresh this. Like Asar Thompson, he's probably got Asar Thompson, he's only got 7 points. I don't know what I was looking at before. All right, Asar Thompson's got 12, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Yeah, Jalen Duren, they're doing pretty well. Cade Cunningham, his is increasing. Nah, he's got 12 points in his 25 minutes. Nah, this is what I was expecting from Cade Cunningham. Like, this is where, the third quarter is really coming. He'll probably, again, increase that again. He'll be at 35 minutes, and he's probably going to have, like, 24 points. Yeah, Jalen Duren there with a double-double, 22 points, 17 rebounds. Oh, my God. That's incredible. Kate, who else have we got? And then Karis LeVert, they're giving him some good points from off the bench. For the Jazz, we got Lowry there. Lowry's a little bit low today. He's got only 12 points in his 28 minutes, but he's been fantastic all season so far. So, it's nothing to complain about. Yusuf Nurkic there, he's got 15 rebounds and 4 points. Keontae George, he's got 13. And then Svi Mykhailiuk there, he's still the highest one with 20. Ace Bailey, he's got 9 points coming up off the bench in his 19 minutes, and he's got 4 rebounds. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Ace. If he can get a couple more points, that's what I want. Let him play his way onto the court. Gradually, no pressure. Those 9 points, those are hard 9 points that he had. They were not easy today. So the game is back on, and it looks like it's a foul on Lauri Markkanen. It looks like Lauri's going to go to the line. I think that was a foul on Green. What's his name? Or was that Paul Reed? No, that was Javonte Green. He fouls Lauri, and Lauri goes to the line. Lauri there draining his first free throw. Jazz are only down by 8 on that one. 70 to the Jazz, 78 to Detroit. Lauri shoots, hits his second one. Nice. Jazz are now only down by 7. That is what we want. That is what we need. Cade Cunningham with a 3. Oh, thank God that was a miss. Don't let him not shoot another 3. No step back threes. Lauri, they're playing some real good defense. Same with Keontae George there. Karis LeVert with a 3. It's another miss there. Keontae George gets the ball. And the Jazz bring the ball up. Can the Jazz use this opportunity to shave down the deficit? And the Jazz lose the ball after a double team there on Cade Cunningham. And I think that might have been Karis LeVert there, just double teaming Keontae George. He had nowhere to go, dropped the ball. And the ball goes out. Oh, that was Jalen Duren. No. That was sorry, Javonte Green and Cade Cunningham. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for the Jazz. All right, Pistons playing some real good defense right now. They're picking the Jazz full court. They're double teaming Keontae. I mean, I'm sure they've read the report, the scouting report, that Keontae is the one that sets the tempo for the game. If you stop Keontae or slow him down, you start to stop or slow down the Jazz. So no, that makes complete sense. The Wandering Wizard says, why do I think Lauri has been so quiet in points? That's because of Detroit. It really is. Like, Detroit have played really well to nullify Lauri. And when you really think about it, I've got another page with all the other details about it, right? And Lauri is 5 or 7 from the field. He's 29% from the field. And trust me, it's not like he's missed a lot of them. Me watching the game, I'm telling you, the Pistons have been on him and they've done stuff to him to cause him to miss a lot of chances. Cade Cunningham has done some work on him. Isaiah Stewart has done some work on him, and so has Jalen Duren has done some work on him as well. So it's been a collective effort. Oh, and Asar Thompson. I can't forget about Asar. they've done a collective effort to make sure that Lowry stays quite nullified. But when it's not Lowry, then they work on Keontae. And that's what you're getting. So now Keontae is getting some of it as well. That's why Svi Mihailuk has 20 points, because I guarantee you the scouting report was not talking about Svi Mihailuk. That's why Svi Mihailuk has 20. What the Jazz really need is we need something from like Taylor Hendricks. Taylor Hendricks has played 14 minutes and has no points. I know he's got like 6 rebounds, and what else has he got? Yeah, he's got just 6 rebounds. That's like we need something from him. We probably need something from what some of the other guys off the bench. Elijah Harkless probably need more. Walter Clayton, we need more. But I mean, we got to play them more. Filipowski and Kevin Love. All right. It's Jazz ball. What was going on there? Taylor Hendricks just threw it out of play, trying to kind of do something with it, and Keontae George gets the ball back and gets the layup. Nice one for Key on that one. Oh, good defense there by Keontae George, but Cade Cunningham gets over it. Cade Cunningham, he gets the rebound off of his own miss. The Jazz, well done. Well done for the Jazz for getting the rebound on that one. Taylor Hendricks getting the rebound on that one. Nurkic there with the rebound, but it's a foul on Nurkic. Nurkic falls on his knee, but it looks like he's going to be fine. Sorry, that was Paul Reed with the foul on that one. I will remember him. I mean, Nurkic was surrounded by Karis LeVert and Reed, and I think that was Ron Holland II. Just some really, oh, no, it isn't a foul. Oh, so it's Detroit basketball. Jazz are down by 3 right now. What can we do? We got 10 minutes to go on the dot. From my clock, I got 10 minutes. All right, it's a 3 by the Pistons. Oh. Like I said, I will be absolutely fair. Pistons right there made a 3. Got to give it up to them for that. And that was by Ron Holland II. Well done for Ron Holland II on that one. It's another steal. Another steal by the Pistons. They're just applying a lot of pressure on the Jazz right now. The Jazz are struggling to deal with the pressure from the Pistons, but boys, hang in there. Like, keep doing what you're doing. I still think that they need to drive to the basket. Like, I know the Pistons have in there completely locked down with 3 big burly defensive guys in Asar Thompson, Paul Reed, and sometimes you got Karis LeVert in there, or if it's not him, then it's Jalen Duren. It's tough game. All right, Ron Holland II. Pass it to Cade Cunningham with a midi. Cade Cunningham hits the midi. I mean, Cade has just been silently good in this game. All right, Walter Clayton goes around. Walter Clayton, I mean, Lowry there. Oh, Lowry there goes for the layup, gets fouled. Lowry's going to get sent to the line. Once again, Wondering Wizard, that's what I mean. Like, Lowry's trying. He's trying to kind of take over. Like, literally, Lowry's out on the wing all by himself, but you got Paul Reed there, in a great defensive position, just getting in the way, being physical to him, not letting him get a lot of those easy buckets where he'd get the mid-range and then get to the line to get the 3. They are forcing the Jazz to earn every single point. And the Jazz haven't played badly. It's just that those little things, the fine margins, Pistons are just playing that little bit better. But it's still early days. We got just shy of 9 minutes left. And anything could happen. But looking at the game, we still haven't had much change. You know what I'm shocked by? I'm shocked by the 22 rebounds from Jalen Duren. Like, that's insane. Like, when Walker Kessler did that, I was like, hold on, how do you have 20 rebounds? Like, doesn't anybody else do anything? Like 20 rebounds? Karis LeVert, he's got 10. Cade Cunningham has 14. Asar Thompson has 12. Isaiah Stewart has 7. I'd expect Isaiah Stewart to have a lot more. I mean, even Rod Holland II, he's got 9. Like, they're just crashing the boards. Tons of rebounding. We got one guy on double-digit rebounds, and that's Yusuf Nurkic. That's something that we have to improve at. Taylor Hendricks, he's got 7 rebounds, but then there's nobody else that comes close. Ace Bailey's at 4, and then everybody else is either on 2s or 1s. Very interesting. And then look at the breakdown of how the game has gone. Jazz won the first quarter. It was a tie in the second quarter. The third quarter is what got us. Like, they beat us by 11, but then it's kind of even. I mean, we really just need to come back and handle the business. Our field goal percentage isn't as good as theirs now. When I remember in the first quarter, when I looked at that stat, the Jazz was way ahead, was at like 40%. And then theirs was at like late 20s. And the gap between the 3-point percentage, like, that's changed. The Jazz are now shooting just 27% from 3. Pistons are on 26%. Free throws we're doing very well at. They aren't doing very well at free throws. Turnovers there at 12. I guess that's not too bad. At least it's not 20. All right. Lowry hits his first free throw. I will take that. Lowry hits the second one. Jazz are down by 6, but it's Pistons ball. Asar Thompson brings the ball up the court. He's got Taylor Hendricks that's on him, though. Taylor needs to find someone to defend. Jalen Duren gets the layup. No, sorry, Paul Reed gets the layup. I keep getting confused between Duren and Paul Reed. We just let him. That one was too easy. Too easy, guys. You have to defend against the rim a lot better. All right, Svi Mihailuk, he gets the inbound pass to Filipowski and then to Walter Clayton. Welcome to the game, Filipowski. We're going to need some impact from you today. Walter Clayton there thinking about taking the 3, but he doesn't. Hesitates. Drives to the box. He gets the layup. Nice. And he gets the foul. He gets the contact and gets it. Jazz down by 6 with that one. And I'm hoping that Walter Clayton will go and get the 1 point, put the Jazz within 5. We do have some comments in the chat. So Wondering Wizard said the streaming service I use doesn't stream this particular game, so I'm just watching the watch along. Oh, I appreciate it. I will try my best to then make sure that I give you as much detail as I possibly can. Then, yeah, because that's something that I've noticed with a lot of people. Like, they're not able to get a lot of the games, and that's the part that probably sucks with the NBA. I think they definitely got to do a better job with that, to where give people access to watch a lot of the games. And even if you're a Jazz fan, it actually makes it even more difficult to watch the games, which also sucks as well. All right, so free throw is done. Jazz are down by 7 after a bucket by Detroit. Got another comment there. Pistons daily doubles mainly from rebounding. Yeah, I can believe that. Like they're incredibly good rebound team. Like they've got like, oh, what did I look at the stat? They got like five guys that are rebounding. They've got like double-digit rebounds. The Pistons, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4. They got one guy as close in Isaiah Stewart. Okay, well, what is going on with my stream now? Okay, I just gotta refresh this. All right, Jazz ball. We got 7 minutes to go. Jazz turned the ball over. Asar Thompson has the ball now. Asar Thompson with a layup, and it's wow. The Jazz being really silly now. Jazz are down by 12. Asar Thompson is hurt though. It's a shame he's hurt. I don't know if he's just pulled a muscle or something like that. Looks like he might have just pulled a muscle. Maybe when coming down on that layup. They're showing replays from some of the Jazz last points. Svi Mihailuk just scored for the Jazz's last bucket. We do need some threes, but at the same time, like, so LMAO Educated says we just need some 3-pointers. I do understand that. Like, that would be the easiest. However, it's not like the Jazz haven't been trying to shoot threes. They have, and I don't think the Jazz are a good 3-point shooting side. However, I do think that we have enough pace, as in speed of the players and physicality, to drive to the basket, get the layup. I know we're going to get fouled because the Pistons aren't going to let you have any easy ones. We get fouled, we get sent to the line, and then hopefully we can get the 1-point conversion to be able to get the 3. But I think what's been going on is Pistons have scored a couple threes, and that has kind of extended the lead. There's been a few turnovers as well. Like looking at everything here, look at my screen there. Let me refresh this. The Jazz had 14 turnovers the last time I looked. Like, yeah, 14's a bit much. It's a bit much, but yeah. All right, the Jazz once again trying to go for layups, but Pistons aren't making it easy at all. They're getting physical. Javonte Green gets a little bit physical to Lowry and forces Lowry to shoot free throws. That's what I mean. This is why Lowry hasn't been the same Lowry that we know, because Pistons are just like, if you're going to take a shot, earn it. You ain't going to get nothing easy here, buddy. Nothing easy is coming here, buddy. All right. Lowry hits his second free throw, puts the Jazz within 10. We got just under 7 minutes to go, people. Cade Cunningham, he brings the ball up, passes it to Duncan Robinson. Back to Cade. Cade loses the ball, but he does get the ball back. Screen set by Javonte Green. Back to Cade. Cade there, getting past Keontae, hits it with a mini. In and out. Jazz getting the rebound. Larry Marketing grabs a rebound on that one. He passes to Kyle Filipowski. Flip. Back to Lowry. Lowry, they're driving. Lowry, oh my God, Lowry loses the ball. No, just and on that play, the Pistons were a little bit physical with Lowry, but just that bump, Lowry just ball goes out of his hands, and it's another turnover there by the Jazz. Duncan Robinson fluffs the layup for the Pistons, and the Jazz get the ball back. All right, Jazz ball now. Filipowski with a layup. Nice one, Filipowski gets the layup in contact. That's what we need. The Jazz are within 8th now. What is it that they can do? We got Jalen Duren that's on the ball. He passed it to Cade. Screen set by Duren. It's Cade versus Keontae now. Cade instructing people to move. Oh, open three by Cade. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a three. That's a three. You know what that means. You know what that means. There's no discrimination here. I got to give up. I put Cheriton for threes, and that was a good open three and a good communication there by Cade Cunningham to signal, hey, go there, when in actual fact, I'm going to go there. And he gets an open three. Jazz score on that last play. Jazz down by 11. All right. Jazz get the rebound on that one. Keontae George has the ball now. What's he going to do? Please don't take a three. It's an open three by Sveig. Oh, and Sveig by Hylock. He's back. He's back. And we needed that. We needed that three. You were asking for a three. You got your three. LMAO educated you asked for a three. They just gave you a three. Jazz still down by 10. It's 89-99. 99 with the Pistons, 89 with the Jazz. Keontae George with a layup. It's a miss, though. Oh, comes back to Lowry, and Lowry gets the easy dunk. Jazz down by 8. Oh, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like, I thought he was going to set the screen, and it was really clever. And like, this is the birth of Cade Cunningham being a star, like, for sure. Because I would say throughout this game, like, he hasn't been like flashy. He hasn't, like, he's been there, and I've noticed him, but like, he's just doing his thing. And Cade Cunningham now with 26 points in 33 minutes and 9 assists and 3 rebounds. Trust me, that 26 points and 9 assists, that's a silent 26 because he's just been operating through the flow of the game. The first half of this game, he was quiet. Like, he still, like, he had 12 points in the first half of the game, but it was a quiet 12. And now we're 4 minutes left in the game, and he's got 26, and he's got 9 assists. Like, 1 assist more, he'll have a double-double. Like, it's incredible. Like, great. Like, he's going to be like one of the, U.S. faces of the league, Cade Cunningham, in the years to come. He's been good. Yes, the Jazz are catching up. We're down by 8. We got 4 minutes to go. All we have to do is just keep doing what we're doing, like take sensible shots and just defend, and Jazz can get it. We can get it. All right. Pistons ball. Cade Cunningham has it to Duncan Robinson. Back to Cade. Cade trying to find an angle. He hits a midi, drains a midi. That's what I mean. Just deceptively silent. Just hits these little middies. These same middies that, like, I expect, like, once he gets used to everything. Oh! Once he gets used to everything, Ace Bailey will be scoring, but I got to give a big shout out to Larry Markkinen. Larry Markkinen hitting a big three there on that one. Oh, my God. Cade Cunningham just hit a three. What is going on? Cade has had enough. He's had enough. He is just like, I'm making this mine. Keontae George here driving to the basket. Oh, that's a foul. But they don't call it. They don't call it for that one. That's a foul at least. Cade Cunningham with another three. It's a miss. Rebound there by Duran. Ball goes back out to Asar Thompson. And back to Cade, and it's going to be reset. Jazz down by 10. Oh, that's an open three. And that was a long three by Cade Cunningham. We cannot let Cade keep shooting like this. Jazz there played some pretty good defense. It's a layup. It's a miss. Lowry gets the ball. And Jazz on the counterattack. Keontae George there sprinting. It's another foul by Duncan Robinson. It's going to be Jazz ball. It's going to be an inbound pass, though. I thought Keontae George was going to go to a line, but Duncan Robinson with the foul down. Keontae George is a three from Svi. Oh my God! It's a what? What a three! What a three by Svi Mihailuk! Oh my God! That was a ball comes in from Keontae George, passes to Svi. Svi hits it with a three, and he goes to the line for the 1 point. Duncan Robinson, like, doesn't even try to get anything on that one, but wow. The Jazz's player of the game, I am gonna spoil it, and it is gonna be Svi Mihailuk. It's a miss by Svi. No, Svi, we needed you on that one. Oh, Jazz down by 7. It is the Pistons ball though, and Cade Cunningham has the ball. The most dangerous man in the Pistons lineup. Keontae George playing some good defense. Asar Thompson with a floater. He gets the floater on that one. Jazz down by 9. Keontae George does have the ball though. Cade Cunningham is on him this time. Pass it to Nurkic. Nurkic there, back to Lowry. Lowry. What's Lowry going to do? Lowry, spin, midi, Lowry. Lowry hits the midi. Nice one for Lowry on that. So Detroit fan says, yeah, 2028 Cade will be go crazy on U.S. Olympic teams. Facts. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, that U.S. 2028 Olympics team, I mean, literally, it will have the U.S. faces for the NBA. It's going to be great. Oh, it's another three. Unfortunately, it is with the Pistons. But like I said, I'm giving out sharing for threes. Got to give it out. Got to be fair. I think it's going to be Jazz ball. We got a minute and a half left. Jazz might be able to get something. We're talking just under 90 seconds in the game. I think the Jazz might be able to do it. We have to get some threes out of this, though. Nurkic has the ball. Passes it to Keontae. Keontae, there go. Is it going to be step back three? It feels like a step back three. No, it's going to be floater time. Keontae George gets the floater. Jazz down by 8, 101 to 109 in favor of the Detroit Pistons. It's going to have to be foul time. They're getting off the clock. We got 60 seconds, people. 8 seconds on the clock. Asar Thompson to the wing to Isaiah Stewart. Oh, no, Isaiah Stewart gets a three. God damn it. I got a chance for that. Good three. Good three. It was a good opportunity for them to get some space. Svi Mihailuk with a three. Svi, it doesn't work for Svi, but the Jazz get the ball back. A second chance opportunity. A three by Keontae George, and I think it's a foul on Keontae George on that one. I think he's going to go to the line. Hold on, it's Utah ball. Oh, I don't think it's Utah. I don't think it's going to be Utah's ball. I don't think it's going to be Utah's ball. Oh no. Oh no, it is. It is. I think it is. I think it's going to be. I think they're having it under review. Oh no, they called it in favor of the Pistons. What is going on? Oh my God, no. They are reviewing it right now. It looks like Keontae George got fouled. Like, it looks like when he went up to take the shot, like, Cade kind of got hit in the face, but like he's in his personal zone. Like, what is he supposed to do? We got MSU Detroit fan says, and that's big for the U.S. in those Olympics, since who knows if LeBron, Curry, KD, and Harden will still be playing. That's true. I mean, I think LeBron will be gone, but I do think, like, when I hear comments about KD, like, KD did say he will play if he's still playing. So that might be, like, maybe they're on the team, but maybe they take a back seat and it becomes Jason Tatum, Ant-Man, Tyrese Halliburton, Cade Cunningham type of show. And they used the Olympics as the last hurrah. But that'd be great. I think either way, the U.S. Olympics team is going to look absolutely fantastic. All right. Keontae George wins, and Utah Jazz are going to shoot three. This is great. This is great. The Jazz right now are down by 11. We got 30 seconds to go. There is a chance to win this game. It's a slim chance. I'm going to be absolutely like fair. First of all, you need Keontae to hit all three to bring the Jazz within what 8? Yeah, to bring the Jazz within 8. Then you need to almost immediately foul on the other end, and you got to play the free throw game. Oh my God, and Keontae, no, Keontae misses the first free throw. No. Oh. Detroit fan says hopefully by 2028, Cade has a ring to go with the gold medal. 2028? Maybe. You have to see how things go. Just have to see how things go. Like, definitely he will be like properly competing, like beyond a shadow of a doubt by 2028. Yeah. But it might still be OKC going out there doing like what OKC do, and because they're stacked. OKC. Ace Bailey comes into the game. Surprised to see him in there. My guess is going to be for the rebounding, and it's going to be for his length. Ace Bailey. Jazz still down by 9. We got 30 seconds to go, though. Since we have 30 seconds, you know what this means. I am going to stop sharing, and it's going to be all me right now. All right. Jazz there trying to play some good defense. Asar Thompson has the ball. Asar Thompson would be a great guy to foul. Not great at free throws. It looks like they did foul him. And Asar Thompson's going to go to the line. That's not a bad shout. Both Thompson twins are okay at free throws, but they're not that great. As long as we don't foul Cade. Elijah Harkless is in the game as well, so we're playing defense right now. Asar Thompson does make his first free throw, which sucks. Ron Holland the second comes into the game, and Cade Cunningham goes out. Yeah, Detroit are on full blown defense right now. They are on. This is Detroit basketball time. And Asar Thompson goes for the second free throw, and he makes it. Damn. All right, Jazz have the ball now. Keontae George has it. Pass it to Lowry with an open three. Ah, no. Detroit have the ball now. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. No, that's it. Yeah, it's really the third quarter that did it for the Jazz. That last quarter, it's basically like Pistons won it, but the Pistons won it 36-34. But it's the third quarter. That's what really did us in. They won that by 11, which is exactly what we lost it by. But I'm gonna make this clear, man. Pistons got a really great team. They played incredibly well. Incredibly well. Like, it was definitely like the Jazz were up first 2 quarters. And I would say it still was relatively even, but once the third quarter came about, like Pistons made their distance, and then they kind of maintained everything from there. But the Jazz never gave up. They continued fighting. Like, if the Jazz were in the Eastern Conference, like, they'd make the playoffs. Like, this team, at least this year. But I gotta admire what my Utah Jazz are doing. Really appreciate what they're doing out there. But the Pistons were the better side tonight, and there's no kind of getting away from that. Like, They really were. So shout out to the Pistons. Shout out to Pistons fan. Congratulations. For going on and getting the win. MSG Detroit fan, congratulations on the win. I'll put this up there for you. Detroit basketball people, they won. My Utah basketball didn't win today, but there's still next time. I will very much enjoy watching the Pistons again, watching another Jazz Pistons game. Like, it was a really good, solid game, back to back, end to end. If you love the sport of basketball, this was definitely a good game to watch. Yeah, no, obviously disappointed because I'm a Utah Jazz fan, but nevertheless, good game. LMAO Educated says good game. Yes, yeah, definitely was a good game with that respective. Then yeah, so that's it in terms of the chat. But we got to do player ratings. And I know we've been talking about it kind of all game, like how players are performing and stuff like that. But as you all know, when I do my streams, I always do player ratings to kind of go into how I feel the players have performed based on me watching the game and then also what they're doing in terms of the box scores. Now, I'll start out with the Jazz just because they're first. So I'll start out with them and how they played. So Larry Markkinen there, definitely 40 minutes played a lot of minutes. We definitely needed Lowry throughout the game for the 40 minutes, and I'm glad that he played for so long. That was a tough 25 points for him. I won't lie. The way our Detroit played, complete lockdown. The scouting report obviously had Lowry as that's the one to stop, and that's exactly what they did. That's why you see his field goal percentage is so low, because Detroit did what they were supposed to do, was that to keep Lowry silent. And they kept him silent by defending against him very well, forcing him to take a ton of free throws when he didn't need to be, or just forcing turnovers, which you don't normally see from Lowry. And I know turnovers there was 2, but there was so many times whereby just the Detroit defense, or it was a bump by a Detroit player, or maybe he went into kind of drive to the basket and bumped into a Detroit player and lost the ball. There was just too much of that going on. And I just felt that he was definitely stifled a lot in this game. But, Larry did what Larry did best. He performed well, 25 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. That's great. But they nullified him in that Larry had 0 assists. I haven't seen Larry had 0 assists in a long time, since last season. 100% from his free throws. That's great. He was a -6 on his plus minus. So that should tell you, someone that played 40 minutes and had that kind of box score numbers, that tells you everything. I'm going to give Larry a solid 8 with that one. Very good performance from Larry, but just a tough performance. That Detroit team, they're just too good. Too good. Taylor Hendricks, I know he's got a +10 plus minus over here, but man, I gotta give Taylor Hendricks a 7. I just didn't notice him that much, Taylor Hendricks, throughout this game. I just really didn't. Yeah, he had 7 rebounds, which is great, but only 3 shots? No. He did the right things, but I want more. We need more as a team. So Taylor Hendricks, I'll give a 7. Yusuf Nurkic there, I'll give a 7.5. Points wise, again, Nurkic has always been pretty low for at least his time at the Utah Jazz. Always great at rebounds and always great at assists, which is exactly what his role is. So I'll give him a solid 7.5 for that. Not much to complain with Nurkic there. Just really wish he'd score more points, but you just have to take players for what they are. Svi Mykhailiuk for me, I'm going to give Svi Mykhailiuk an 8.5. I felt Svi Mykhailiuk was excellent today. He was the Jazz's best player as far as I was concerned, at least best scoring player by far. Surprised me a ton, which is probably affecting how I rate players. And I think Svi Mihajlovic definitely deserves some love. So I'm giving Svi Mihajlovic an 8. He gave a couple of rebounds, couple of assists, 10 out of 6 from the field, 62% from the field, 54% from three. Like, whew. And that last three that he had at the end, where he made the three and had to go to the line to shoot one. I love if he had gotten the one shot in, that would have been great. But Svi Mihajlovic, like I thought, had an incredible game. Like shout out to Svi Mihajlovic. Again, -7 on the plus minus, and again, this just shows on how good Detroit was because I felt like Svi Mihajlovic played a pretty good game. Keontae George I think also had a good game as well. I'm going to give Keontae George an 8, 19 points in 34 minutes, two rebounds, 5 assists, very good. Couple of turnovers there. Overall, 33% from the field. Again, as the game went on, Detroit nullifying him and what he can do wasn't great from the 3-point line, but like that's kind of been Keontae for a while now. But I'm going to give Keontae an 8. Kevin Love, I'll give a 7. Again, I didn't notice him that much throughout the game. Didn't do anything wrong per se, but yeah, didn't notice him that much. Had 14 minutes, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and 3 points. You know, just overall solid performance. Kyle Filipowski there. Like Kyle played, but again, I'll probably give a 7 as well. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Like just not much going on there, at least on the offensive side. 1 out of 5 from the field. Like that's pretty poor. I think a 7 is fair. Bryce, not. I swear I saw Bryce on the court, but maybe he wasn't on the court for that long, so I can't talk about him. Elijah Harkless as well. He had some good defensive moments as well, trying to balance it out, but it was defense. Too much defense for Elijah Harkless to deal with, but I'll give Elijah Harkless a solid 7, at least based on the eye performance. Ace Bailey there, again, he had 19 minutes. Didn't have, like, again, I think you probably want more from him, but he's doing exactly what I expected from a rookie. He's still learning a lot of the defensive plays, like what to do in certain moments, and still trying to figure out how to kind of get his game off. But he was 50% from the field, did what you wanted to do. And again, those 9 points, those were hard 9 points. Like, Pistons knew, like, we're going to stop Ace Bailey from getting any type of shot off. They're going to make it difficult. And yeah, that's one thing I admire about the Pistons. They just played really, really hard defensive type of game and made sure you didn't get anything easily. But I'm going to give Ace Bailey a 7. Walter Clayton, 15 minutes, 6 points, 6 assists. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Like, I thought he had a pretty good game. Had some threes as well. Created quite a lot of opportunities. The drive he had to the basket near the end, I think that was his final couple points of the game, to whereby he even went to the line as well. I really like Walter Clayton in this game. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I thought it was overall like pretty solid. Again, you just want a lot more in terms of contribution, but for what the minutes that he played, I really like. Then for the Pistons, they clearly were the better team. So because they won. And then when you look at plus minus, this indicates like their starting 5 versus our starting 5, like where things light up. And even though, you know, our plus minus, the minus part isn't that low, like I still felt that, you know, Pistons did a great job. Duncan Robinson there, probably the lowest of all the Pistons. I'm probably only going to give a 7. I thought he was solid. I did notice him a couple of fouls there that I didn't like from him, but I thought overall he gave a good solid game. Isaiah Stewart, good solid game overall. Couple of threes there that I liked. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Just a good solid overall performance. Jalen Duren, for me, he was brilliant in this game. 22 points in 35 minutes. I'm going to give him an 8.5. Just king of efficiency, crashed the boards, made it difficult for Lowry overall, blocked creativity. Like, he's what you want. He's what you want in a player. I wouldn't mind trading for him. Of course the Jazz would have to give up a lot to get him, but like I like him as a player, Jalen Duren. So I'm going to give him an 8.5. Cade Cunningham, I'm going to give a 9. He was silently good today. I keep using this silently good thing, but that's exactly what it was. Like he just let he played within the confines of the game, and then when it was time to turn it on, he just turned it on. He just moved it up a gear. He went from second to third gear, and it was just like, yep, I'm gonna ease away from everybody. And that's exactly what Cade Cunningham did. And he ended the game with 31 points. He had 10 assists, finished the game with a double-double like Jalen Duren. But I just felt like he was the reason why the Pistons won this game. When you look at the impact from the third quarter to the fourth, and obviously throughout the whole scope of the game, Cade Cunningham was the one. So for me, I'm going to say he just edges it over Jalen Duren for that one. So I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. And then Thompson, I thought had an overall good performance. I'm going to give him a solid 8. 18 points in 31 minutes. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, steal and a block. What a player. Good, solid all-round defender. Wasn't out there shooting no threes, but he'd give you a dunk, he'd give you a layup, a couple of floaters. Like, that's what you want. That's what I expect out of Elijah Harkless. That's what I want out of Elijah Harkless. Go out there, defend, do all the gritty stuff, and I love him all day. Paul Reed, I noticed him a couple of times. It's probably unfair to judge him, so I won't. Ron Holland as well. I thought he had a good game. Not as good as Asar Thompson, so I will give him. I'll give him a 7.5. Ron Holland, the second. Just an overall good performance of the game. His athleticism was great, especially within the first and second quarters. I really like what he was given with the 6 rebounds there as well, 4 assists. Then you got Javonte Green there. I noticed him, but I also didn't. So I'm going to give him a 7. Yeah, I don't have much things to say about him. Karis LeVert, he did a lot in the beginning, and then you didn't notice him. But I'm going to give him a 7.5 because of his impact on the game for me. If I notice you a lot, that tends to mean that your impact on the game is pretty good. And it's not just about scoring overall. His impact on the game, the rebounds, the defense. Like he was there when he needed to be. And I guess you guys could see my face as I was doing any of this, which I then messed up again. Oh God, oh crap. Nevertheless, I hope you've enjoyed the game and the player ratings. With that, Cade Cunningham does get my player of the game. He gets a 9 out of 10. He was the difference maker. The way how he kept. He really took the Pistons over the line from being where they were from the end of the first 2 quarters, and third quarter really taking it up that next step. Cade Cunningham gets it. Jalen Duren obviously played really well, but for me, Cade was the difference maker in this game. But shout out to the Utah Jazz for just the good dogged effort that they pulled. Svi Mihailuk and what he did, Larry Marketing, Keontae George, Ace Bailey, Walter Clayton, Elijah Harkless. Really a good overall shout there. Just wasn't enough for this very, very good Piston side. And we got one last comment there. LMAO Educated says he's about to go and watch the Golden State Warriors versus Kings. Hopefully the Golden State pulls through for him. So yeah, I hope they pull it through for you, man. Like Golden State Warriors are another team that I like. I like their depth, like especially when they start going into like Pat Spencer and TJD, and then you got Moody in there as well. Then they're playing G League guys, like yeah, and then to see sometimes those guys, they might be able to turn it around. So I do like Golden State, but I hope you enjoy that game. And then finally, the Wandering Wizard says, Thanks for the watch long. Yeah, really appreciate it though. The support for the channel. I I hope the Jazz would have won. But yeah, it was a good game if you were a basketball fan. Definitely end to end, lots of physicality, lots of defense. Nobody made anything easy, which is what I liked about it. Um, you just would have hoped the Jazz would have won. So that was it. Yeah, listen, Ace Bailey looked pretty good. I guess for me, like I, I just want more. But like Ace, the 9 points he scored, those were hard 9 points. Like Detroit, they did not let him get anything easy. So when you look at the minutes that he got, the 9 points, what he had, what couple of rebounds and a couple of assists as well. Yeah, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Like just overall really good. No, sorry, that wasn't Ace Bailey. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, no steals. Yeah, like these numbers are pretty good. And 50% from the field, that's what you want. 3 out of 4 from free throws. Like it's an overall a good performance from Ace Bailey. Like I need people to understand that, like, I get it. Like I'm guilty of this as well. Like I know we want a lot from Ace Bailey, but he's a young kid. He's still trying to learn. And I think the way our Will Hardy's managing everything is exactly what you want. Like Ace Bailey generally, if he was in college, he probably would only play about 20 minutes anyway. And then that's it. So, guys, I want to say thanks again for watching the stream. Really appreciate it and everything. To all the comments that's come in, I appreciate it all. And then to all the people that joined. So, guys, LMAO Educated, the Wandering Wizard, he's a regular, love him. MSU Detroit fan, really appreciate everything. I know you're gone now. And then Apollo Dean as well. He was in the chat too. I appreciate you and everything that you've done. I know my camera is gone because the battery's gone as well, but that is fine. But yeah, I really appreciate you all and everything that you guys have really done. Like it does make these fun here. Yeah. So yeah, Wondering Wizard, I can still hear you. It's just that my camera is gone, so don't worry about it. But I will see you all on Friday against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA Cup. So I'll see you all then. So have a good evening and see you next time.